Lori, Shane, John, Rich, hi Rich, Sharon, Jamie, Dean. Hi everyone. We're just gonna let everybody in. There's tiny cool Christmas tree. Hi Sharon. Hey Chuck. Hi Kim. Jamie, I might have said hi to you, but I'm gonna say hi to you again if I didn't. Hi everyone. Hey Lori.
Hi.
So we're gonna let everybody in. Hi Carrie. Carrie's our special guest, and Carrie will be presenting for us in a moment. But we're gonna let everyone kind of start getting in, and we'll start out with some introductions and kind of the things I like to say when we start our session of Life Amplified. And as you all know, some folks will kind of trickle in during our session, whether they're taking a break from work or sneaking in a break from work or coming from another group. So we'll just watch the waiting room and let people in as they get admitted. But hi everyone. You who are starting with us live on Zoom, good to see you again. Happy almost end of the year, almost end of December. It's Wednesday, December 17th, and that means it's the day for Life Amplified. I'm Jennifer. I'm the Executive Director for Amputee Aid. Amputee Aid is a sponsor for Life Amplified, and I'm getting a little sick or over a sickness, hopefully. So if I sound a little croaky or tired, I am tired, but I'm also sick. So please bear with me with my voice. And for our friends on TikTok, hi to you too. If you want to participate and share comments, hop on over to Zoom. Our information is contained in our TikTok profile, and you can join the conversation there, but you're welcome to hang out on TikTok as well. Everybody, we have a new person to my left, and you're going to hear a lot about her. Hi, Darlene. This is Emily. Emily is the social worker for Amputee Aid. She is a new hire, but not new to the world of being a helper, and we are so fortunate to have her. And y'all, my dream has come true of having more people with me on the studio. So whether I coerced her or convinced her or cajoled her or whatever, I'm so grateful, Emily, that you're here with us. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and so we're gonna. This is everybody be nice, because this is Emily's first time at Life Amplified, and she's gonna. This is her warm-up session, okay? So I'll be doing most of the questioning, and she's gonna pepper in some questions, and we're all gonna support her. And you'll be seeing lots more of Emily as we go through the end of 2025 and into 2026, including tomorrow. We are recording a podcast for December all about social workers, Emily in particular, and why social workers are a huge asset for folks in the limb loss and limb difference community. So if you want to know more about Emily's background, first, you can always call or email her. If you're our current client, you got a welcome letter from her already, but you can also call us, and we'd love to talk with you and tell you more about what Emily does at Amputee Aid. But you can also watch for our podcast, and we're doing a full hour session all Emily. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, and we have another guest on Zoom, which is Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for being with us. Carrie is going to talk with us all about traveling, and some of this is travel tip for everybody. Some of it is travel tips specific for folks with mobility issues. So Carrie, be on standby. So we're going to get to you in a moment, but you all know I like to do some things up front. First, tell me where you're from. I love to know where everybody is from. Even if we already know, share it in the chat. Please know that the chat is only for folks who can see it live. We do record our sessions. No one can see you chatting, okay? But when we do our recordings, we can hear you. We cannot see you. We can see all of your beautiful faces. And TikTok, we can see your emojis. But when we do our recording, your faces aren't recorded, but your voices are. So if you have questions for me, for Emily, or for Carrie, our special guest, you are welcome to come off of mute and interrupt us at any time. But if you're a little bit leery about having your voice on a recording, or if you sound a little croaky like me, that's okay. We will read your question or comment in the chat. Nick and Lucho are behind the screen. Hello, guys. Hi, Nick. Hi, Lucho. And they will read your comments as we go along. You do not have to wait till the end. We like doing things on the fly, on the cuff, and so you can interrupt at any time. Okay, so my first couple of things are: tell us where you're from. Also, Carnes, Washington. Hey, Lori. We've got Hollywood, Florida. I know I saw Chicago in there earlier. Hi, everybody. We're located right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as a 501c3 nonprofit, but we serve folks all over the country. And if you're outside the country, we'd like to serve you too. So don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us at www.amputeeaid.com. click the little blue Get Help button, and that will send you right to us, and we can learn more about you and your needs. All right, so I told you about the recording warning. We told you to tell us where you're from and how you're doing. I introduced you to Emily, and then I also said if you want to put in your comments, you can put them in the chat. We'll read them live, or you can also come off of mute. Now, final introductory special thing. Listen up. Knock, knock, knock. Listen up. This is very, very important for all of you attending us live on Zoom. TikTok does not apply to you. Hop on over to Zoom now if you want to get in on this. We're doing giveaways. Everybody knows I love giveaways, right? Let me see some hearts if you know I love the giveaways. That is my thing. Thank you very much. We're doing 2 giveaways today, but you have to be on Zoom through the end. We're going to call names. You got to be present to win, okay? So please stay to the end if you want to be part of the giveaways. 2 really cool prizes. Next week is Christmas Eve, but I, again, have cajoled, convinced, coerced, I'm not sure, gotten folks to agree to be on Zoom next week. We're going to be Zooming from our homes, and I will try to have my Christmas Barbie collection out. That's my goal, and to show it off, just for a couple minutes, not a full hour, but if you're available next Tuesday, or next Wednesday, 2 o'clock, Christmas Eve, Zoom, same link, we're going to be doing even more giveaways, okay? So consider getting in on a potential Christmas present, or Hanukkah, or Diwali, or whatever, Kwanzaa, anything that you celebrate. We're going to be doing another set of giveaways next Wednesday at 2 o'clock on Zoom, even though it is Christmas Eve. But today, 2 super cool items. If you're on Zoom, stay to the end. We're going to call names near the end of the show. All right, so I think I got all the welcome things out of the way. You think, Emily?
Yeah.
All right, so let's turn to our topic for today. We are having a discussion on travel tips for amputees, but really travel tips for everybody. And we are fortunate to have Carrie, who is a travel agent, and she has gifted us her time and her expertise, and she's going to be talking with us all about tips, trips, trends, why it matters to work with a travel agent, cost-saving ideas, what's new and cool in excursions, what group trips are like, and how you might want to arrange one. Carrie, I would love for you to first introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get started. Now, I did write down some questions that we commonly have asked, so we can ask those, but Carrie, if you've got a presentation, you can do that too, okay? So let's start with, let's go right ahead. Take yourself off of mute. If we need to share screen, or if you just want us to go ask the questions, we can do that too. But first, tell us who you are.
Hi, everybody. I am Carrie Christoph. I am a travel agent. I am located in Detroit.
Woohoo, Detroit!
I did make a small presentation if you'd like me to share my screen.
We would love to do that. So, Nika Luto, are we able to share screen on Carrie's side? We're going to give you those permissions. Just give us one moment. All right.
Okay.
And we'll get those set up. I don't want to jinx us, but so far we have not had any audio issues this week, so that's good. Right? Everybody can hear us so far? After the epic disaster we had last week. If you did not hear us last week, which is I think 99% of you, watch the recording on YouTube. Attorney Phil has an amazing presentation, and it is so easy to understand. We put all of his slides on YouTube. And super cool, he's going to come back at the end of the winter, like February, March time, and he's going to give us another hour discussion on Social Security disability benefits. So we are very, very fortunate to have Attorney Phil back. We will not have audio issues that time. But Carrie, we can see your presentation now. We can see your screen.
Oh, perfect.
And we can hear
Yay.
you, thank goodness. So take it away.
Right. Fabulous. So you can see my screen, not my. I have 2 different screens. You can see the presentation screen.
We can see the screen, right? But we can also see the slides on the left-hand side. So we want to switch it to the other one.
Let's put this in presentation mode.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. That may just end it. I don't know.
We can do it like this, too. Listen, none of our guests...
Okay, we're going to do this way. Okay.
All of our guests know tech issues are our thing. This is totally common for us. So we have learned to accommodate. Okay.
I am, as I said, a travel advisor. A little about me. I love to travel. I come from a traveling family. I do identify as part of the differently abled community in that I've got a variety of things going on. This is my beloved and I out and about exploring I specialize very much in the Caribbean. I have a degree in Latin American and Caribbean studies. I went to the University of the British West Indies, and I am an environmentalist. I'm a bird watcher.
Very cool.
So it's a little bit about me, and I love to read. So how I got into travel agenting. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm always helping people out. And a friend of mine asked me to help with her destination wedding. She was like, you know the Caribbean, you can help me. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it up real time, right?
Yeah.
So because I know how to time a market, I became a travel agent in 2020. So just in time for the pandemic.
Right in time for there to be no traveling at all. Good timing, Carrie.
Exactly. So what I did was I sat around and I did a lot of research, and I got specializations in like everywhere I like. So these are just a couple of them. Finland and Ireland and Antigua and Barbuda. And I'm proud to say in 2022, I was able to get my CLIA certification. So you have to, take a number of cruises. You have to take a number of tests. You have to do a bunch of stuff to get it. So, and you have to sell an X number of, so I am fully CLIA certified. I personally, so my two like big areas of specialization are cruises. I love cruising, and destination weddings. So group events. So the questions we quickly, why use a travel agent? What's cool right now in travel?
Yeah.
Seasonal travel versus on-season travel. These questions around accessibility and TSA cares.
Yes.
Mobility issues, and can you take your medicine, your meds?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Short answer. Okay. And then and if we were interested in scheduling something, so I'll get that.
Okay.
So why use a travel agent? I know that it, we are in a time where you can just as easily get onto Expedia and do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Lots of people do. But the reasons why you should, if you're going to do any kind of large group thing, like, don't try to organize your group. Just let somebody else do it, especially if there's like money involved, because when people start touching each other's other money, people get weird, and then the feelings are not great for the trip. But just the logistics of getting all these people to one place or that's what a travel agent's for. You get a travel agent will have specializations in certain places. They will know the ins and outs of that place. And then finally, travel agents get all kinds of cool discounts.
Yeah.
And we like to pass them around to our clients.
Okay, very cool.
The big question I get asked all the time is, does it cost me more to use a travel agent?
Yes.
And it does not.
That is very interesting. I think a lot of people, Carrie, think it's going to cost me more, or I can't get the discount on Expedia if I go through a travel agent. Okay, help us understand why it doesn't cost more.
Well, so if Expedia is getting a discount, they're getting what is called a bulk discount. So because they know that they can book 1,000 people to this one resort, right? If you have a travel agent who is chartered through a larger organization, I get that same Expedia discount. So you're not missing out on some kind of discount. But my agency is going to have perks and extras. And also I will have relationships with the individual like resorts and cruise lines that get me discounts that may not be published otherwhere.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, it's good. And then like, how do I get paid? I get paid through a commission that is paid by the resort or the cruise liner, the tour operator. And that amount of money would be paid out to somebody no matter what. And in this case, I like it coming to me.
Yes, let's have it go to Carrie. Okay.
Not it come to me. So that's why you should. So then what is cool and trendy in travel right now?
Yeah.
I broke it down into domestic and international. And I went to like Fodor's and Condé Nast and like, what are the big things? You always have, there's some places in the US that are always going to be popular. All of our beautiful national parks, we are truly blessed to have such amazing national park system. Disney is always fun. Like theme parks are fun. People love them. Disney, of course, is like the premier, right? Vegas is always popular, and New York and other big cities are always popular, but New York is always popular, especially around Christmas time. What is cool domestically? Like, what are the trends?
Yes.
So, one, as a Detroiter, when I saw the list of like the most picked places, Detroit and Chicago are very high right now.
Hey, another positive for Detroit, for us Detroit people.
I could only think that it's because, we had the NFL draft and like millions of people saw the city and were like, oh, there's cool stuff to do. I put Jennifer would know this. This is the DIA Rivera
I
Court.
recognize it.
It is emptier than you're ever going to see it.
True.
But it is, Diego Rivera murals. It's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Another thing that is, Boston is very big right now. I love Boston. I would not recommend trying to walk the Freedom Trail. I do the trolley service.
Okay.
Just pay the money, trolley service. Sonoma and Sedona, like wine tours are very like big, and then like spa stuff is very big. So I think that people, we work hard, but I think we've all gone through like the pandemic and stuff, and we just want to be taken care of. So
the pampering.
That is my theory as to why they're so big right now. Internationally, you're going to have places that are always popular. Ireland here and Paris are always super popular. Mexico, India is always popular. Jamaica, because it's, very close and easy to get to and beautiful and tropical. And like right now, it's 44 degrees where I am, and it feels veritably tropical because we've been in like the teens and the 10s. And then, for me personally, a bucket list is Egypt and the pyramids, but that's always a popular international destination. What is rising? And actually, this is reflected in my honeymoon. Japan specifically is
Really?
Lots of my clients are asking to go to Japan. Australia is big right now.
Really?
Iceland, which is like also a bucket list for me. And then like Africa. I personally think Africa for like honeymoons, people saw The Crown and, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip went there with Kenya, and they honeymooned with the elephants and the giraffes.
So, Carrie, I have a question for you on this point. Do you find that social media, movies, TV, that those kind of influence the places that people want to go travel?
100%. Like, for example, why do I think Christmas is so popular in New York?
Home Alone?
Well, because there was this TV, Home Alone.
Sorry.
And then there was this TV show, Hawkeye, where it takes place all Christmas week. And so there's all these beautifully decorated places.
Sure.
There's the Rockefeller tree. They go ice skating, all the stuff to do. And I think that put it in people's minds, like, where they want to go.
Yeah. So I'm going to pause you there just for a moment, because I saw some people had joined after we got started. So hi to our new people. Please put in the chat where you're from and stay to the end if you want to be part of our drawing. We have 2 gifts that we're giving away. You got to stay to the end to be live on Zoom, okay? So, and we'll get to your questions kind of as we wrap up with Carrie's presentation. I saw some questions in there. We will get to them. Stick around. Go ahead, Carrie. Keep going.
So then this idea of seasonal versus off-season travel. Yes, you can save a lot of money if you're off-season.
Got it.
My big warning, especially like, I do destination weddings. You don't want to be, the reason why off-season in the Caribbean is during the hurricane season is because you don't want to spend all this money and then be in the middle of a hurricane. You don't want to go to, say, Alaska or Iceland and to see the Northern Lights and you're in off season and it's really, you never get to see them. Or like, this is Vail with no snow. Like those shoulder times where there's not snow, like there's not a lot to do and it's not very good skiing or snowboarding if there's no snow. And then like people who go to Cabo to whale watch and they're like, where are the whales? Well, they're only here in the wintertime. They go to their summer.
Yeah, their summer home.
Summer home.
Sure.
So if you're going for one specific thing, make sure you're in season or you're in a season that you're not going to have terrible weather. But it is possible to save a lot of money, and I suggest you do like the cusp times. So it'll be more expensive than like say going to Vail in the summertime, but it'll be you'll have a more of a chance of having the experience you want.
Got it. Okay.
So this idea of TSA Cares. So there is this whole program. My parents used it all the time where they will give you special services. There's usually a separate line that goes through faster. My father had mobility issues, so they would get him they'd get him in a push cart. It wasn't a full wheelchair; it was more of a push cart, and they'd have somebody walk them to the gate. People who are in wheelchairs, the line tends to be wider so that they can get through, and they don't have that big Lidos machine that the 360 X-ray, because you're not going to be able to do an X-ray with a metal machine. You can get this also for amputees with metal in their
prosthetic or their limb. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So all of these things are really good. You go on the website 78 hours before your travel, and you can usually print out this little card, or if you travel a lot, you can get like the official one sent to you.
Got it.
The official one sent to you may cost you money. That being said, it's this wonderful program, but it is hit or miss. Not all of the not all the airports are really set up to do it. Sometimes you get Mr. Grumpy, who's not really going to be nice to you.
Right.
Sometimes Detroit Metro has this really well, but they have two different terminals, and the one terminal only has one TSA Cares line versus three. I was at Dallas Fort Worth. They have 8 terminals, I think now. And there's only TSA Cares in 3 of them.
Got it.
So it's kind of hit or miss. So I would highly suggest you do your research beforehand. And even if you have to go to the terminal that you go through, the TSA line is not the terminal you're leaving out of. They will move you. They will take you in the little pushy cart to the place that you have to go. But you may need to book pack in an extra half hour to an hour. Depending on size of the airport.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here, Carrie, is fill out the application at least 78 hours ahead of time. Do your research on the airport you're flying out of and into, really, about what and where the services are. And y'all remember, for those of you who use a prosthetic device, please keep in mind that your prosthetic does not count as your personal item or your carry-on. It is in addition to those things. So you do not have to check your prosthetic. You do not have to give up a personal item or a carry-on to bring a prosthetic with you, even if it's an extra, right? Because if you're wearing one and you want to bring another, those are medical devices. They do not count on your personal item or your carry-on, and they will be checked for free. If you have medication, if you have ointments, those are subject to TSA rules for size and volume. But please, and you can find that information on the travel.gov website. A lot of folks, Carrie, don't know that is the case. And so they will not bring a personal item because they want to bring their prosthetic with them. But just know that is in addition to the things that you could typically bring. Okay, Carrie, let's talk about cruises.
Actually, I wanted to pop back over here.
Sure.
Here, this is me. So one of the things that I have going on with me is that I have intermittent vertigo, and I just flop on over. which is not a scientific way, but like I've described, but it's what happens to me, right?
The reality.
So I wander around with what I call my badass walking stick, and I
love that.
You know, 'cause I feel like Gandalf, right? And I have been confronted by Mr. Grumpy gate agent,
Sure.
Mr. Grumpy.
There he is.
I just keep my doctor's note with me, like that I have this situation and I need this thing, and it is not to be intended to be used as a weapon, because certainly Little Miss Vertigo isn't going to go, all samurai with my walking stick.
Yes. On this point, Kara, if I could just add one other point here. For those of you who are carrying medications, please do not put them in the pill box, okay? You have to have them in the prescription bottle. You have to have the prescription. If you've got the weekday pill box, you might use it at your home, but when you're traveling, technically, you have to have the prescription, so have the bottle with you. What I say, Carrie, is when someone asks me if I have a weapon, I say I have a bad attitude. That's my weapon. I have a bad attitude, but nothing else.
Bad attitude.
All right. All right.
Extreme sarcasm.
So let's talk about cruises.
So anyways, I love cruises. First of all, I think that they're excellent value for what you get. It tends to be like you've got your entertainment, your housing, your food. It's like all inclusive. I love that. Also, I work really hard. I want to be pampered. I like that I can drop my luggage off and I don't have to think about, I don't have to make big decisions for the rest of my week, right? And I love that I wake up every night and I'm in a different country exploring a different culture. So that's what I love. Also, cruises tend to be incredibly accommodating. I have significant food allergies.
Okay.
And all of the cruise lines tend to have very well labeled allergy stuff. They're very good with their pets, with not pets, with service animals. They will have the little service animal area for them to do their business. And they are really good with wheelchair access. One true thing people find, if they're not using a travel agent, is that because of the booking algorithm that many of the resorts and hotels use, the booking algorithm is trying to maximize use of the space, and it's frequently moving guests from room to room before they book. So you might have booked yourself in an accessible room, but unless you have somebody calling the hotel and verifying you're in an accessible room, you might get moved out of that accessible room. So that's not great.
Interesting.
But because cruise lines, you're booking an actual stateroom, this tends not to happen as much. So I really like that. As I said, it was really important that my dad always had an accessible room.
Right.
One of the things for people who don't always use wheelchairs but think, wow, this ship is huge, and I've booked myself in some excursions where I'm going to have some significant, a lot more walking than I'm used to doing. You can rent scooters. That's great. I learned last year, because I had a client ask me, and we booked it for them, you can get dialysis done on the ship.
Interesting.
And then you can have all of your medicine. One tip I always had, yes, keep it in the original packaging. And I put a sticky note on it. This medicine is, this medicine is this thing, generic called, and I use it for, so that they can't pretend it's so that TSA, when they're searching your bags, they're not going to seize it.
Right.
They can't pretend it's a drug, an illegal drug. Yeah. And then one of the things I really like about cruise lines is that they're very autism friendly.
Okay.
Especially for the kids, most of them have, they have a kids club, but they have like the autism aware trained people. And I really like that because, going on big family vacations is changing the kids' routine. It's a change in the environment, and they're meeting a lot of new people, and they tend to be, big, bright, loud places. And all of those things are hard for kids with autism. So I really like how well they care for that.
Interesting. Can we go back for a moment, Carrie? Because your tip on sticky notes was so good, and I want to highlight it because I feel like it might have been lost on some folks. That is such a great idea. If you are concerned about TSA going through your bags, looking at your thing, slap a sticky note on the item, the medication, the device, whatever it is. This is this. It's also known as this. I use it for X. And so just put it right on there. You know what it is, but then you're labeling it for someone who might not know what it is. It really would help deter folks from seizing or investigating, will stop you from getting held up in line. That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that, Carrie.
Yeah, I once had my asthma medicine seized, and I was like, what? Because they thought it was like Huffers, and I was like, no, it's an inhaler, dude.
Yes.
I have asthma. Right?
Sometimes I wonder, what does that say about the TSA agent? I think that says a lot more about that person.
Because I had Mr. Grumpy.
Yeah. Okay, great. So what else can you tell us?
And so then you asked me about how do people save money when traveling?
Yeah.
You have to think of it in two ways. One, there's the actual trip, the thing you intend to be doing, the the cruise or the guided tour or the resort stay or whatever you're doing. And then there's the getting there, right? The plane ride or the car trip or the, train to there. I know lots and lots of tips and tricks to save you money on the actual vacation. The airlines do not discount.
Okay.
They just don't. Because they figure, you might have gotten that Black Friday sale, but you still got to get there. So we're not lowering the price.
Got it.
What COVID taught the airlines is that people will pay exorbitant prices to get where they need to go.
Yes, unfortunately.
So they're not going to. So my tip on that is always, if you can, try to bump and get that voucher for that other trip.
Really?
Oh, yes. My family went literally decades bumping. We always, we would fly to Florida. We know our hotel is actually booked for Saturday morning, but we'd book ourselves on the Friday night flight out, knowing that one's going to be super overbooked. And you take the intentional bump, you get your voucher, and now you have a plane ticket to your next destination.
Okay, so a really cool second tip. So most people, when they hear that announcement saying we are overbooked, we're asking people, for me anyway, I get the pit in my stomach like, oh man, somebody's going to get bumped. No. But you're saying is you want to hope for that because you're basically getting a free flight.
Yes. And some of the when my family did this for a decade, we were flying Northwest, and Northwest, it was a matter of policy. They overbooked every plane about 10 to 12%. Uh-huh. So we knew we were going to. Now we have Delta flying out of Detroit, and Delta has it in the app. When you check in, you can sign up immediately to be on that bump list. So it's super easy. There's no drama. The only drama around it is your mental, can I do this? Yeah. And if you've, my mother was is very high anxiety. And so when I tell people that my family does this all the time, they're like, Rose Christoph does that? And I'm like, yes, no, because she's already planned in her mind, this is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, just go pack a snack, pack a good book, be ready to sit in the airport a couple hours. They'll get you out on the very next flight. So you're not gonna miss whatever it is. Only if you plan. If you have you have a 12 o'clock flight and you need to get to, say, the tour operator by 4 o'clock, do not do this. But maybe you try to do it on your flight home.
Yeah. Now,
when
Carrie,
you don't have a schedule. a set schedule.
You mentioned the apps, so if we could pause there for a moment. What is your opinion on all the different airlines and things? Everyone has an app, right? Some people are like, oh, I don't want to download another app. Is there any advantage or disadvantage to having those, like the Delta app, the Southwest app, that kind of thing?
I think that the airlines are moving to a model where you're just going to have the app.
Got it.
Because I hardly ever fly American Airlines because they only have very few flights out of Detroit in a day. But I was on American, so I wound up having to download their silly app, and I was like, I'm never going to use this app again. So for the trip that I took, I downloaded the app, then I immediately just deleted it. Right? It'll save your frequent flyer numbers. But yeah, I think they're moving because I couldn't check in. I couldn't check my flight status. I couldn't do any of the things that you need to do without the app.
Got it.
So I think you're going to wind up having to do.
So this is one of those things.
I don't love having 1,000. Yeah.
So just accept it, in other words, is what I hear you saying. Okay. Carrie, I saw you had another slide there, I think maybe with information about you. Okay.
Yeah. So this is my contact information. And I would love to help create little groups. 10 for tours, it's 10 people. For like cruises and all-inclusives and things, it's 10 rooms usually.
Got it.
So if you can get a group and get the group discount, then why not? I priced out a couple really popular things for people. I will send a Google form. Great. If you don't want to do any of the things, I also have an open spot. What would you like to do? Maybe other people want to do it. But yeah, if you can get and most of them, so this is information for people who are listening live. I don't know if it'll get through, but I have listed vacation versus group tour. If it's a group tour, like the traditional, one of them is a trip to Paris. That was very accessibility friendly and reasonably priced. That one is the traditional person with the umbrella marching you around Notre Dame, right? That you have to stay with a group. But the Disney trip, you could choose to socialize with your compatriots, or you could just go off with your family the whole time and still get the group discount.
Got it. All right. So if folks want to know more,
you're not forced to do everything together.
Yeah, and some people love that. Some people hate the group thing, but consider it anyway for the cost savings.
It's yeah. And I tried to do stuff throughout the year, if when people are available, and if the time doesn't work for you, we can see if other whatever.
Good. Well, thank you, Carrie, for sharing that. And so your email address, generousresource@gmail.com. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
My company is called Generous Muse, and I'm the resource.
I love that. And generous you are, because y'all, of all of the travel agents we contacted, Carrie was the first one and the only one to say, yeah, I will give you some of my time on a Wednesday, middle of the day, and talk with you about travel agents and traveling and tips and what's cool and popular. And it just happens to be that we're both from Detroit, which I loved on top of it. So good. So kudos to you. I'm very happy that you gave us some of your time. But stay around because we've got lots of questions.
I will stop sharing.
I saw that Rich, I think, had a question about cruises. So maybe Nick or Lucho, we can scroll up and ask that question. And then I have some questions that we also received that I will read as well. Now, as we're getting these questions going, I have a question for all of you who are attending live. If you are willing, what is your favorite vacation spot? What of all the vacations you've ever taken, tell us which one was your favorite. I'd love to know. Or if you're planning a vacation coming up, tell us where you're going to. So could we read that, Nick? What questions we have?
So Rich suggests for a scheduled cruise, 50-day, 25-port Mediterranean trip.
Oh, okay. So any suggestions for Rich? He's taking a 50-day, 25-port cruise in the Mediterranean next year.
Have so much fun.
Take lots of pictures.
All the pictures. Have a lot of fun. I wouldn't, for a 50-day trip, I probably wouldn't get the drinks package. 'Cause that's a big waste of money.
Really?
Yeah. So like the drinks packages are billed out per day.
Got
I don't
it.
think you're going to, and it's usually, you know, I don't think, usually most of them break down to about 15 drinks a day.
Okay, so that would be a lot of drinks for 50 days.
It's a lot of drinks
Okay.
for 50 days. But also, if you're in the port, you can't use the drinks package. So it's 50 days, 25. So it's basically every other day he's in a port.
Yeah.
He's not going to get the drink. He's not going to use the drinks package most of the time. So if he does like wine, I don't know this human. I personally love wine. Most of the cruise lines have what they call like cruising the vineyards package, where you can buy a certain number of bottles and you can have that bottle uncorked at your dinner or your breakfast, or you can take it to your room. But you can, and then you just buy, individually, like if you're sitting poolside and you want your margarita, you can sit by, but like it's significant savings. Don't buy the drinks package. For a cruise that long, it's going to be a super waste of your money.
Good idea. I think most people would think the drink package is a savings, but in this scenario, with the number of days of the trip, it's not. You end up spending more.
Yeah.
Great tip, Carrie. What other comments or questions? I think I see Kim, and I knew I can always rely on Kim. Kim had some clarifications for us on traveling, so let's read that. Thank you very much, Kim. You know I rely on you. Okay, what does Kim have got to say for us?
So Kim said the rules have changed recently. Check on YouTube at Travel by Lori, a pilot's wife who keeps up to date. It's okay to use the week or day containers in some situations.
Some situations. Okay, keep going.
Plus, if you go to CVS, you can ask them to print out extra labels and get smaller bottles or a special packet that allows you to seal up individual pills and then push them out each day.
Great. So those pop kind of push things. Thank you, Kim, for that. So if you're considering... Go ahead, Carrie.
That's a really good... I guess that was the picture that I showed with the pop on the disability... you can get these little pop things. But yeah, no, that's a really great idea, Kim, to get them to print it out. So it's a little more official than Carrie's little sticky note.
Yes, but I still like the sticky note idea for things that might be questionable, like a device that you have, okay? Most devices. Yeah. I don't know if I put it on my curling iron. I was going to make a joke, but I can't because I don't know how many non-adults see this. Other devices you might have in your bag. Read between the lines. I see Sharon has her hand up. Maybe we can go to Sharon next.
Also put it in the chat. Thank you for all the information. My comment in the chat was like, as a left above the knee amp or any above the knee amp person, I think most of us walk with a slower gait and just your endurance is not as long. Any suggestions for like short sightseeing or, I think, anyhow, I responded to a request also about national parks. Like, yeah, that'd be great, but I'm not going to get out and adventure out. Like, are there areas where you can go you can easily get to, and then you can get out, do a little bit of sightseeing, then get back in or whatever?
Great question,
100%.
Sharon.
100%. It's a great question. So when I am picking excursions, when I know that I have, say, my client is older, they usually rank excursions by like activity level, like how fit you have to be. And I personally never pick those like extreme fitness things because I am a slow asthmatic person with vertigo. I'm not climbing a mountain, but you pick the ones that are like for slower, and then always like what they tend to do when they're shuffling the individual groups, they tend to put the slower people together. If they're a good tour operator, which I always suggest to use a reputable tour operator. Oftentimes the one that is actually like, if you're on a cruise, use the one that the cruise is suggesting. It may be slightly more expensive, but then you don't have to worry about getting left behind because the boat left without you.
Yeah.
Like if the tour operator takes too long or whatever.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Carrie. And I see that John has his hand up as well. John, did you have a question or a comment to share?
Me?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say, as far as in the destination use of the wheelchair or whatnot, I'm not sure. Like if you can rent a scooter or some places even rent wheelchairs. But the nice thing I found in the traveling that I've done in PowerFest, going through different airports, the nice thing is if you call ahead or even if you reserve online, you can put in an option for wheelchair assistance. And you get to the airport and they have wheelchairs and someone that'll push you through the airport. You get through TSA a lot quicker that way because they'll take you around the line and through quickly and get you from one terminal to another quicker, though I did have a problem at one terminal where they weren't spending 12 hours in the airport till I could get the next flight out. But that was only once. And but that's the key thing is if anybody that has difficulty walking, I'm a right below knee, and walking a distance is a problem. So letting them know ahead of time I need wheelchair assistance throughout any flight changes that I'm doing. They will do it, and they have people that will push you. So even if you have somebody along with you, they can just walk, and somebody at the airport will push you. And I even had one that took me into a store because I wanted to buy a gift, and they took me in the store and shopped me around and whatnot. So that's an availability.
Great tips. Thank you so much, John. And by the way, for anyone watching our recordings, or if you're on here and you're in the Pennsylvania area, John leads support groups. John, how are your support groups going? Plug them real fast for us.
My one is doing good, and actually this Sunday we're having a holiday function where we're going to a local steakhouse.
Nice.
They've got a room off to the side, and we're going to have maybe around 20 people there and have a big banquet kind of. And rather than us trying to deal with the food, somebody brought it. Let's go to the steakhouse and let them deal with the food.
Great. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's nice having that. And I even just found out yesterday that my one right-hand girl who doesn't have a right hand, she got connected with another amputee, a new one, and she invited them to the banquet.
Oh,
and
fun.
They're going to come to that, so they'll get to meet the group.
Awesome.
And it's a fun thing, get to meet with a bunch of amputees, because as I've always said, the best thing for an amputee is to talk to another amputee.
Yes.
Because we can understand each other.
Yes.
We know what's going on.
Yes. John, thank you for saying that. And that is so important to us here at Amputee Aid as well. Obviously, our founder is a veteran amputee. I am not an amputee, neither is Emily. I'm a supporter and loved one of an amputee. So for us, we see our job as facilitating the conversation amongst all of you, because you learn from each other way more than what we as non-amputees can share. So John, that's a great point. Thank you for saying that. Now, I see Darlene and Sharon have their hands up. Sharon, maybe we can go. Did you still have a question, Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead.
Drop my phone. Sorry. Well, my question was, and I've rented scooters, and yes, I've asked for wheelchair assistance, that kind of stuff, but then you end up paying a higher fare because they have to have more time in between your flights when you're transferring and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, the whole thing just seems unfair.
Well, Sharon, if I could plug us for a moment, for some of our clients who attend our webinar regularly, you already know this. Travel is something that we at Amputee Aid help with. So if there is an additional fare and you can't swing it, call us up. We'd love to send you some money for that. Just make sure it's not, $1 million and you're going to Russia and you're going to move. I don't know. I don't have that. I have nonprofit dollars to work with, but we would love to help you with that because we see that as essential care. Okay. So that falls within our parameters. Okay. So keep us in mind. All right. Darlene, you had a question.
Yes, and yes, thank you. And she has helped me just the last couple days ago. So thank you, Jennifer and
Thank you,
Amputee
Darlene.
Aid for that. I really, really appreciate that. I was going to go back. I worked on cruise ships for 12 years, many, many moons ago. So we're going back 20 years, but I worked 12 years
Wow.
on cruise ships. So for Sharon, I wanted to give you a little bit, I'm not sure, Carrie, if they still do this, but I'm sure they do, for the open air type of buses, in the Caribbean. There's loads of, you can hire those, and then they wouldn't cost that much money, to go. But I was a shore excursion manager for a short stint. And so I knew a lot of the port agents and so I would just grab them and say, hey, I would help out the wheelchair accessible people, to be able to get tours and so forth on the open air buses. And they're really nice, and they could take like 8 to 10 people, and it wouldn't cost very much to go around, and it's completely open. You can see, you can get in. Anyway, they have those, and I'm sure they still have those. So
Great tip. Yeah, because then the travel is taken care of for you. You get to enjoy the sights without having to do the walking. Great tip, Darlene. All right, so we're coming up, John, I see your question. We're going to come to you in a moment, but we're coming up near the end of our time together, and so we've got a couple things left to do. First, I want to hear from John. We'll hear John's question. I would love to see some of the vacation spots that you all put in the chat, so we'll have Nick read some of those. This is your time. If you want to harvest some of Carrie's knowledge, you're getting your last couple of minutes. Squeeze those questions in, and we'll try to get to them. While we're doing that, go ahead, John, and then we'll go back to Darlene.
I just wanted to respond to something that Sherry brought up and put in the chat also,
Okay.
or Sharon, I should say, that paying extra for wheelchair access at an airport, I haven't.
Good point.
I would shop online for a flight. I would look at times and try to give myself a little time on a flight transfer, and to make sure I'm thinking, how long would it take to get there, even with wheelchair access? And some airports are a lot bigger than others. But I would pick my flights and, pick a price and a flight at a decent time. And then later I would check, I need wheelchair access, and I never got
Interesting.
where they would charge me more for the wheelchair access. So maybe some places are different than me, but what I've gone to, but that's what I've experienced.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, because I've not been charged for it in the airport. It's like, once you get someplace, you got to rent a scooter, right? And then there's that expense also, and then it's, and I can get reimbursed through my work or whatever. It's just that sometimes, not on personal vacation, but
or us.
It's just one more thing.
Yeah, or us. Hit us up, okay?
Keep that in mind, thank you.
Put that down. It's on recording, so we're good. All right, Darlene, you had another comment. Oh, did you?
sorry, did I do something?
Oh, we see your hand up. You're giving us a high five. We'll take it down, but plus I just wanted to say hi to you again. That's all right. All right, so let's find out.
I took it down now.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay, let's find out some of the vacation spots people like to go to or that they're planning on going to. What have we got, Nick?
So we got the Smoky Mountains,
Okay.
which I flew over and is really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Hawaii, Disney World in Vegas,
Woohoo!
Greece,
Ooh,
Amsterdam, Catskill Mountains in Hudson Valley,
nice.
anywhere tropical or European,
Yeah.
Thousand Islands,
Yes.
and I just thought that was a dressing.
I thought it was a dressing too. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Like, I thought that was just a dressing. All right.
Cook
The
Islands, Cook Islands,
I don't see
Ireland.
Ireland. Ooh, yeah. And I see, hi, Greg, from Dallas Amputee Network. Nobody said Texas. Why is that? Y'all, Dallas is a beautiful place to visit, right, Greg? Greg is from Dallas Amputee Network. San Antonio, beautiful area. All right. Yes, Corpus Christi. If you have not traveled to Texas, it's super hot. All right, beautiful to visit. And if you are in the Dallas area and you're not connected to Greg at Dallas Amputee Network, you need to be. Check them out online. Thank you for joining us, Greg. I'm always happy to see you here. I'm happy to see all of you, but Greg makes me smile too. Texas should be on that list. It's a beautiful place to visit. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So we're coming near the end of our hour together. If you have additional questions for Carrie, or if you want to know more about how to work with her, or maybe you're interested in planning a group trip or those group excursions that Carrie was referencing, you're going to email her. We will include that information. It's already on the slide, so we will include it with our recording and our email on Friday. Y'all know we send these out on Friday, so please consider reaching out to her. Carrie, it was such an honor to have you gift us your time and your knowledge and give that to us so that we can learn and harvest the insider knowledge of someone who plans vacations. And so I want you all to remember that if you're looking for help, information, assistance, need a travel agent, want to know more about why you should work with a travel agent, hit up Carrie because she cares about our community and she gave us her time, and that means a lot. I love seeing all those hearts and celebrations. Thank you so much, Carrie. So, Carrie, any final thing that you would like to say for us as we're getting ready to do our raffles? Any final comments from you, Carrie?
No, I was laughing. So I feel like I know Amsterdam really well. At the end of one of my study abroads, I was stuck in Europe for I was trapped in Europe for almost a month, and I was living and working at a youth hospital. So I got to know Amsterdam really well.
Yes.
And I love Ireland, and yeah, so all these places that people are saying, great times.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so Ireland is beautiful. I think that was Jamie who said that. Yeah, she would love, and she's got so many ideas, right? So you want to go to a travel agent who's got the ideas and cares not only about travel and vacations, but cares about the community and the unique issues that our community faces. So thank you for that, Carrie. All right, so now we're going to do our raffles, okay? This is phase 1. Next week, if you can join us on Christmas Eve, will be phase 2. We're going to do 2 gifts for our winners who are here live, still with us. The first one, we love Torchbearer Hot Sauce. Okay, Torchbearer Hot Sauce Company. There's an amputee who is a part owner of that company. They donated to us all these cool hot sauce kits. So we're gonna mail to you if you are the winner for Torchbearer Hot Sauces. And Emily, our special guest, why don't you pull the name and tell us who our winner is?
This is completely fair. I'm not cheating.
Not looking. Everybody's names are on the little sheets in our raffle basket. Okay, who's our first winner?
Kim
Ousley?
Yes.
Kim, we've got some Torchbearer hot sauces coming your way. Congratulations.
You know what? I don't do hot sauce, so if you want to draw another name, you're welcome to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're gifting it forward. Okay, we will do that, Kim. And these are actually the Zombie Apocalypse brand, so it's probably super hot. So good call on your side, Kim. I'm going to send you something else, okay? Go ahead.
John Werner.
John, do you do hot sauces, John, or do you know somebody who does? No. Oh my gosh, we got another no. Okay, so I got to come up with something for you. We're going to do one more. 3rd time's a charm. Y'all, if you don't like hot sauces, re-gift them to somebody, all right?
Jamie Draper.
Jamie, hot sauce? Yes? We say no too? Yes, we're good. Okay, whew, man. All right, I don't want Torchbearer to see us struggling to give away their donation. All right, Jamie, I've got your address. I'll put those in the mail to you. John and Kim, watch your emails. We'll send you something too, okay? All right. So the second gift that we're giving away today, before our big giveaway next week, is a gift certificate to Succulents in a Box, an online plant store, okay? So you can get yourself a little plant for your home, for your office, for your neighbor, for whatever you want, okay? Succulents in a Box, they give us a gift certificate. So let's pull and see who that winner is.
Dun, 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 dun. Carrie.
Okay, is Carrie still on? We have Carrie. Where's Carrie? Carrie, our guest, our speaker. Carrie.
I can't find somebody's that would be awful.
All right. Carrie's going to get it forward. Thank you, Carrie, for that. Okay, everybody's so generous today. I love this. All right. Who's our winner?
Rich Elliott.
Rich Elliott. Okay, Rich. Hi, congratulations. Is Rich still on with us? I thought I saw Rich on here. Is Rich still on? Do we see Rich anywhere? Oh, Oh, well, I've got Rich's email, and we did kind of go a little bit close to time. I'll email Rich so we can get Rich's information and send that gift certificate to him. All right. So, and if you are interested in some more giveaways, we do have a lot planned for next Wednesday on Christmas Eve, but we're going to pepper them in through 2026 as well. That's something that I like to do, just keep it fun and to give back to all of you. Hopefully it makes you smile at a minimum, but, keep coming back. Maybe you'll get something too, just a little treat to brighten your day. Well, we are coming up on the end of our time together. So let me say thank you very much, as always, for gifting us some of your time to get together for Life Amplified. Carrie, thank you to you from one Detroiter to another. We really appreciate you for giving us your expertise and sharing your insight. For those of us who are looking to travel and for the amputee community in particular, please connect with Carrie if you're looking for information on trips. Everyone, we are coming up to the end of 2025 for our webinars. I saw a question about Carl. Carl is doing well. Thank you for asking, Dean. He is recovering from tendonitis from his osseointegration surgery. Took a little bit longer than we were expecting. Had some adjustments done to his prosthetic so that it fit better and was not causing some inflammation. And I expect to have a more detailed update after his next doctor appointment in January. So thank you for asking, and I will let him know that you asked that. It's really important that we keep Carl in our prayers and our thoughts because he shared his whole surgery story with us. We're getting through, but we had a detour with that tendonitis. So thank you for asking that, Dean. As always, everyone, we really appreciate spending time with you every Wednesday at 2 o'clock on Zoom and TikTok. Until next Wednesday, yes, Christmas Eve, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your week and the beginning of next week. And together, we can restore hope and reclaim lives. Thank you, Emily, for your first webinar with us. Woo! We'll see more from Emily soon. Enjoy your rest of your day and your week, everyone. See you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye.